Well, my friends, while I was, when I finished up being on camera, and I had this little shrug already done, I thought, well, why don't I just go ahead and give you the formula? Because I know that's what some of you are going to say. Well, Jay, go ahead and write that little formula. You know, people just like to know what you're making. And like I said, since I do simple projects and I give you the working formula, I'm just going to go ahead and I just took it down and measured again, and I'm going to share the formula with you. Okay, this is Jay's knit. Real time coming up with a name. This is a Chitty Bang Bang. I'm going to put lace shrug. I'm going to go ahead and just say lace shrug. It don't have to be lace, but just to make it sound, you know, really nice. The Chitty Bang Bang lace shrug. And I like the name the Chitty Bang Bang, what came to me, not from the movie or anything, but because of all the colors. I was just using scraps. I just finished talking about we're going to use our stash, and look at this stash that I found. This is just some old yarn, people, and I just knit it till I ran out and changed the color and knit it again. It kept going. So let me go through it with you real quick and just show you. Here's the front of the Chitty Bang Bang Shrug. You can see, and I threw on the fringe just for the fun of it because it was like the shawl right before this. I just thought it gave a pretty look. A shrug is nothing, as I said, and is a long rectangle. You can make it any size you want. You can use any, no matter what season you're in, you can use the appropriate yarn and the appropriate needle. Use any yarn you want. Okay, I'm going to give you, and you know, when I show you how to make your own formula, but I'm going to give you my formula. And if it works good for you, if not, then you can just use the same idea and make your own. It's just a rectangle. All right, like I said, here's the front. Now let me just turn over on the back. Hold on, let me just move the camera and everything back in just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to speak up because I have my little fan on. But as you can see, if you didn't know it was a shrug, you'd think it was maybe a pretty baby blanket or a nice little simple lapkin, you know, just out of some nice little, I'm using the 4-weight yarn, but like I say, you can use any yarn and the appropriate needle and just cast on and have fun. But I wanted to show you the back of mine, and the back is just one of my, I don't know if I have this one filmed or not, but I will put, you know, my stitch tutorials. I haven't done one lately, just plain stitch tutorial, especially a lace one. But I have quite a few up, and I will put some links up to some that you can use. And all you have to do is center it in the back. Once I give you the formula, you just simply pick one of those stitches, one of the lace stitches off of one of my tutorials where I actually knit it row by row and give you all the information, you know, all the multiples and everything. All right, but as you can see, look. It's just a really pretty, this happens to be that little diamond motif because you get that a lot in knitting. Just about everything is diamond related. It's just a lace you'll find all the time in different versions. And so I just stuck this in the back. I started down here. All right, let's see. So this is what, before I give you the formula, I started here at the bottom. See if I'm on camera. I can just walk you through this. I started with, here on the bottom, and you know, the bottom I just did garter stitch where I knit every row, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had at least 7 ridges, so when I was starting on row 8, I would be on the right side, and then I'm going to, I usually like to go ahead and knit all the way across before I start my pattern. I don't like it to run into the border, so once I'm have 7 ridges, now I'm on the front side of the work, then I'll knit all the stitches across, okay, and then of course purl back, and then I'll be ready to start my pattern. So now let me go through the formula so that you'll know what goes where. Now this is just one I wrote up while after I got through filming. Let's see if I'm on camera. Yeah, and I can hold it a little close and a little steady. Alright, this is Jay's working formula. This is on my US number 9, but like I said, you can use any needle size or yarn weight or whatever. You just may have to add more stitches. Like I said, you can just have get someone to help measure across your back from one elbow across the back to the opposite elbow, and round your number up, you know, however many inches. Make sure it's like an even number. It's easier to work with that. So for instance, on my number 9, I suggest for a small to large, medium, small, medium, and large, cast on 130 stitches. For 1X to 2X, which is me in the middle, I cast on 140 stitches. If you're 2X to 3X, 150, and so on and so on. For any other larger sizes, you just go up this, take this number up by 10. And how easy is that? Now, what everyone will get, because everyone's going to get to choose your own little stitch design. Oh, isn't that going to be fun? All right. Everyone will get a border of 12 on each side. So automatically, 12 on this side for B represents border, 12 on this side. Well, then I have to go up here and take 12 and 12, so it's 24. I have to subtract that from whatever number that I have cast on. You know, you do that so you'll know where you're going to put your markers. So I'll take 24 from 30, and whatever that number is, I'd put it here. 24 from 140, I think that's maybe 128 or something like that. So I'd have my 128, whatever the number, after I subtract the borders from my number, cast on number, then that goes in here for the pattern. Does that make sense? Whatever. All right, so, and then once you add them back up, you should come out with that same number. Now, let me just hold that so you can get it. You can start this right away tonight while you're looking at, while you're looking at a movie. Maybe even looking at Chitty Bang Bang. I don't know. I don't remember if I ever saw that movie. Okay, so that's the working formula. So that's down here. Then once you cast on your number, then you'll know where to put your markers. The 12 is the border right here. Everyone will get 12. Look how nice and wide that border is. That's so you can have a nice little arm sleeve effect, and you'll have a nice place to sew. All right, then you're going to find how many stitches or what you want to use for your design here in the center of the. This is when you go to one of my stitch tutorials, or you go to a stitch book. Now you say, oh gee, I'm gonna find my own stitch. Fine, but you know, it's going to work the same. Figure out how many times you want to repeat the stitch. Once or twice. You got a large space, so you can go once, twice, 3 times, just whatever you want to do. 3 always, if it's a good size stitch count, 3 always works really well. 4 is good, but 3 just gives you the 3 in the back. So think of that. If you have you find a stitch in a stitch book and there's 16 stitches in the repeat or the multiple, you know, you can go 16, 16, 16. That's enough. or if it's only 8, you know, hit the camera. But if it's only 8, you may have to go more to give it a full, like 8. Remember, like an odd number. So if you go 8, you might say, okay, I got to repeat my little pattern 5 times. 5 times 8 is 40 in here. You know, that way you kind of, you have, you know, a little, you can see the pretty pattern in the back. You don't want to do all this work and don't see it. I can't remember how many on this. Like I said, I didn't even know I was going to even do this. But let's go. So now I know where to put markers. I put the marker where the 12. Then I have this big span. Once I see how many repeats I'm going to put, that's going to leave me some stitches on each side of the work. It can be any number. On this one, I think I had like 21 stitches left. I believe that's, I can't quite remember, but I think it was like 20 something or 21 stitches or whatever. And right off the bat, if your multiple of however many, you know, the multiple of the stitch you're going to put in the back, say if it comes out to be an odd number, it might be 11 plus 3, and so you wind up with an odd number or something. Well, just add an extra stitch. As you're casting on, add an extra stitch and make sure you leave it in the back section. You know, you put a marker here for your border, and then that extra stitch will just be in here anyway. Does that make sense? If you work with me, you understand. All right. So, whatever extra stitches you have besides the lace, they just become filler stitches. See that? This is stockinette. I'm going to knit on the front, purl on the back. Just fill it in real pretty. The border down here, like I said, is garter stitch. I knit every row, and I had at least 7 ridges, not rows, but ridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then that way on the 8th row, right side, I'm going to knit across, purl back. Now I'm ready to start knitting. I have put some markers in. I do my filler stitches on each side. It will be exactly the same. I will do whatever stitch you decide to do, whether from one of my stitch tutorials or from a stitch book. It's nice and centered. You do whatever stitch you like. And you start working. And then whenever you run out or want to change colors, or if you have a self-striping yarn or gradient yarn, or an ombre yarn, you don't even have to change. You just keep working. You might say, oh, Jay, I hate changing colors. I do too, but I was using up scraps, remember? So the best thing is just don't have to, just find some yarn, a gradient or ombre or stripes or something like that. And you can just keep knitting. You don't even have to change. But when I changed colors, I changed on a wrong side row where I could, I ended this with on a wrong side row where I could knit to get the little ridge, and then the new color started on the right side row. I changed to this color, and I kept writing. I always change on row 1 though of the pattern, so you're always starting where you're supposed to start, and you can just keep going, keep going, keep going. Change your color, or if you're smarter than me, you won't have to change colors. Just get the right yarn. What do you think of that? See? I'll pull in just a little bit now, just so you can see a little more how pretty the colors are. And you just keep on working your little design. Your borders, everything you have your markers in. Then when you go as far as you want to go, this is like my back length. I kept going until I had my full back length. And as you can see, I made sure, that's before I added the border. I had my back length. Now I'm adding this last section here. This last where I go back into garter stitch where I knit every row. I had 7 ridges down here, but I want more up here. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had 9. You can go more than that. I may have run out of yarn or something maybe before I stopped. But I want more ridges at the top so that I'll know the top from the bottom. And it just looks nice. So once I finish my lace and I've done the full length of my back up to here, and I'm ready to put on my little neck border, okay, whatever color or continue the same, but you're going to go into garter stitch, knit every row, and make it wider or more ridges than when you started. And then of course, what's our little secret? Bind off on the wrong side. When you get ready to stop this, you bind off on the wrong side with the knit stitch, and that will put that funny line on the back, but on the front you'll have those pretty little beads, little purl bumps, and that looks to me a lot prettier. What do you think? There it is up close, some up close, all the pretty colors. What do you think? Like I said, I'll put some of my stitch tutorials over. And so then now you have this big old long rectangle, and all you have to do is fold it down in half like that, or bring the 2 edges. Well, really you just bring the 2 edges together like this. Let me make sure I'm in the camera. Let me get over. Hold on, let me just check. Yep. So then you just bring these 2 edges, the 2 border edges together, right there where you're going to have your arm space. And then you will simply just I took the base color right here, or whatever. You just take the same yarn. And you're just going to do a regular sewing stitch where we knit. We just simply knit, back and forth, going across this way. You know how we do the zigzag. You've made us sing before. And you can try it on and see. And then don't tie anything off until you do the other one, so you can get them about the same. You can measure your opening and see, because it comes way down here, so it doesn't have to be real wide. You can sew this up and then stick your arm in. Oh, you saw me wearing mine I forgot when I was there, but you can see how easy. And then of course you do this side exactly the same, and see if you can get the sleeve openings about the same as much as possible. There's no steaming or nothing really you have to do for this, unless you need to steam some of the lace opening. If you do, please try to remember to put the little extra touch. I only work on the wrong side of the fabric. I like to take my iron and steam. You don't have to steam any of that, just the lace. And then I take, while it's hot or warm, I hand press like this. Or if you wet block or whatever you do, go ahead and open your lace if you do a lace. Now, if you're in a colder climate or something, or your season is colder, this would be great with a simple little texture stitch, or even a simple cable. So we'll do it again. I'll come up with another one. I'll just do one for fun every once in a while, just so that we can get practice of putting cables or other stitches in our garments. So there's that. Look at that. Here's the front again. Here it is. And if you notice, when you wear it, the lace comes over. Now this is just where I put, remember I told you about when you do garter stitch, you get the potholes. I didn't really have any potholes, but that little shawl looks so cute. I just did it again. I thought, hey, I'm on a roll. I'm on a fringe roll. So there it is. And then as you wear it, the lace comes over. See how it comes over the shoulders? And look at all those pretty colors. Like I said, just a scrap project. Didn't take any time to do. Just a few measurements, just a tiny bit of math. I gave you the border again. I gave you the working formula. Everybody gets 12 stitches for the border, and make sure you deduct the 12 stitches from your base number, and that becomes whatever you're going to put in here. And if you need more stitches in here to get the design to work out, just add it. Just when you cast on, say, okay, I think I need 3 more stitches to get this thing to work out. Or just add it right in there when you cast on. So I'd have 150 plus 3 or whatever. But the borders will be 12 stitches on each side. Well, sometimes I think we make things so hard when they could be so much easier. And so sometimes we miss the enjoyment because we're too worried about what it looks like or what other people will think. This is just a no-brainer, just a fun project. You saw me wear it on there. I had no idea I was going to come over here real quick and make a video. Chitty chitty bang bang. Well, this is Jay. This is Jay's Knit and Purl Jam, and I hope you will give this Chitty Chitty Bang Bang Lace Shrug a try and tell me what you think about the formula. And of course, send me some pictures. Send me some pictures, and don't forget to put it on. And look, make sure you put your smile on too. Nothing like a smile and a flower. Right, birds? Look, there's the money shot right there. All right, to all my friends. Everyone, everywhere, every size. All right, I got to get busy working on the next project. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.